The Iroquois Indians. This is about their history. The Iroquois League was formed in the late 16th or early 17th century. De Canawida, or the Great Peacemaker, organized a meeting with numerous tribes from the area. The council was formed as a result of this meeting and became known as the Iroquois Confederacy, or the Iroquois League of Five Nations. After 1722, when the Tuscarora tribe joined the league, it became the Iroquois League of Six Nations. The Beaver Wars began in 1640 and ended in 1701 with the Great Peace Treaty. It was fought against the French and their Native American allies in order to expand the fur trade. The Iroquois destroyed the Huron, Erie, and the other tribe. This is a picture of a battle. The French and Indian War began in 1754 when France and Britain claimed the same land in the Ohio River Valley. It was also known as the 7 Years' War. It was fought by the French and their Indian allies against the British and their Indian allies. The Iroquois fought as an ally to the British and against the French. It ended in 1763 when the Treaty of Paris was signed. After the French and Indian War, the Treaty of Paris stated that the losing sides, the French and their allies, would cede the following land. The French would give up part of present-day Canada, the Spanish would give up part of present-day Florida, and the Indians would give up all of their claims to the Ohio River Valley. Okay, next we're going to talk about their government. These are called a wampum belt. They are made of purple and white beads. The purple beads would be made from the shell of a quahog clam, and the white beads would come from the whelk clam. The clams were used to make the beads could not be found in the area where the Iroquois lived, so they traded with neighboring tribes. The wampum belts would be used to send or communicate some sort of message and could be used to show power. And this is an example of a wampum belt. The influence on the United States. While there is no way to be certain, some historians believe that the Iroquois Constitution may have been the inspiration for America's Constitution. Benjamin Franklin was said to have admired the Iroquois Confederacy and their ideals. The idea of checks and balances and freedoms of speech and religion were very similar to ideas that the Iroquois embraced in their society. The idea of a representative government is also similar to the way the Iroquois held their councils. The Iroquois today. The Iroquois League of Six Nations, as it has been called since 1722, when the Tuscarora tribe became a member, is still a strong organization today. Before the terrorist attacks of 9/11, the Iroquois were allowed to issue and use their own passports. Because of those attacks, however, they are now required to obtain a legal passport of the country they live in. There are tribes living on reservations in Ontario, Quebec, Wisconsin, and northern parts of New York. And now let's talk about their culture. The Iroquois people honored and respected their women and their skills and wisdom. The women were given important jobs like appointing chiefs, and in some cases unappointing. The Iroquois were a matrilineal society, meaning that the family name would be passed on through the women rather than through the men as in modern society. The women were also responsible for the domestic chores, like cooking, planting, tending and harvesting crops, and gathering berries and roots. They believed that they were created by the Great Spirit. They had 6 major ceremonies during the year: the Maple Festival, the Planting Festival, the Strawberry Festival, the Green Corn Festival, the Harvest Festival, and the Midwinter or New Year's Festival. And these festivals would be held to give thanks to the Great Spirit. Medicine. The Iroquois people relied on nature for their medicines. They believed that a gift should be left as a thank you for any plants that would be used as medicine. The person who gathered medicinal plants should do so while thinking good thoughts and explaining to the plants how and why they will be used. Most importantly, the Iroquois were taught to never take anything for granted. And this is a picture of a plant that they might have used.